In today's video, we're going to be discussing the subject of timelines and creating a new timeline, manifesting a new timeline, manifesting new stories, new beginnings, new pathways for you to start off the new year and just start off really at any point. It doesn't even have to be the new year. So if you want to learn how to step into your desired timeline, then just keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Manifest Today. I am Anna Rebecca and I am here with the intention to help you live the life of your dreams by breaking through your limiting beliefs, doubts, and fears so you can own your power and manifest a life that you love living every single day. Together on this channel, we explore this mindset mastery by discussing things like law of attraction, manifestation, mindset, and wellness. If you want some help on manifesting whatever it is that you want to manifest in this new year, I do offer some one-on-one coaching so we can figure out where exactly your limiting beliefs and blocks might be. All of that information is in the description box down below. I offer both video, phone, and email coaching, so you can find all that information just in the description box down below. You can also get some free resources that I have for you, like my 30-day mindset mastery challenge. So all of that is just, again, in the description box down below. Thank you so much to everyone for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right, so today's subject is talking all about manifesting timelines, manifesting new timelines. First of all, happy new year to everyone. Happy 2021. Really excited that this is the first video of the year. I have a really good feeling about this year. So we've discussed on this channel the idea that we are always creating, we are always manifesting our reality. But I want to discuss this subject of timelines. So what is a timeline? How to step into a new timeline, why you should know that you can step into new timelines, etc. So first I want to get into what is a timeline. Like what am I referring to when I talk about a timeline? So essentially what I mean by this with using the word timeline, it's a certain time period or a certain time within your life that you are on a specific path. Within our lives, we are constantly stepping into new timelines. So we are constantly given the opportunity to continue on the timeline that we are on right now, or we can easily switch over into a new timeline. So this is essentially what I've been talking about on this channel with manifesting. You can continue on the same story that you are currently on, or you can decide that you want to just scrap that and manifest something totally new. When you are creating something, when you're manifesting something, that is you stepping into a new timeline. So you might have heard people talking about like, oh, you're hopping timelines doing this, you really hop that timeline, you really change timelines. It's just essentially talking about like you're changing pace, you're changing track, you're changing the path that you're walking on. We are literally presented with an infinite amount of timelines. Like literally at every single second of every single day, you have the opportunity and the option to step into new timelines at any moment. Personally, I'm not one for like, oh, let's make New Year's resolutions, because I think that you can watch this video, you can be watching it in like September or whatever at any point throughout the year, and this can still apply. But you know, everybody right now is the new year, so they're thinking about like, okay, how can I really make this year the best? The answer is simple. It's just like, just choose to step into a new timeline. We have all of these stories attached to the current timeline that we're on. You know, your story could be that you're living in this certain town, you're working this certain job, you're in this certain relationship, and that's your timeline. That's fine. And if that's what you want to continue on, then that's perfectly okay. But if you are feeling like one of those things just is no longer serving you and that you want to manifest something totally different, you are fully capable, and it is okay for you to step into a new timeline and choose that new path. There's no rule that says just because this is what you're currently experiencing is what you have to continue on doing. So for those of you who do really like to set new intentions and set new things for the new year, then go ahead and use this time to decide, is the timeline that you're on the one that is currently serving you? Is it the one that you want to continue on? Or is it time to step into something new? The way that I see it and the way that I visualize it is it's almost like at any given moment, we are presented with an entire infinite option of doors and of pathways that we can start to go down. You've probably recognized that there were a ton of different timelines that you have already lived or you have already hopped. So you have this option to create new timelines at any moment. I want to also make the point that there is no such thing as a good or bad timeline. In this year, I kind of want to erase that binary of good and bad or this or that, whatever. There really is no binary in terms of choosing the timelines that you want to go on. So that message is mostly for people that are afraid of making the wrong decision or choosing the wrong timeline or going down the wrong path or whatever. There's really no such thing as right or wrong. There's really just experiences and choices and options. So if and when you decide to change timelines, change course, manifest something new, there's really no such need in trying to scare yourself into thinking like, oh, but what if I'm making the wrong choice? What if it's bad? What if it's this? What if it's that? That binary needs to just die in 2020. Like, we need to move on and ascend to this new path that everything is just a choice. It's just an experience. There's no more binary anymore. It doesn't need to exist. It only exists because you want it to exist. So let's go ahead and think about that as these timelines that we're choosing are just experiences that we are choosing to have or that we are manifesting, and that we're going down that path. And knowing and having the confidence, if we start to go down one timeline and we don't like it, we can choose another one. So what exactly I mean by this, again, it's like the story that you're choosing to tell, the things that you're choosing to manifest, the perspective that you're choosing to have. So all of those things are what exists in a timeline. Now, how do you step into a new timeline? Well, same thing as manifesting. You just decide what you want and then you stick your intention to that and you go from there. Everything else will kind of unfold around it. To that point, I want to also mention, when you decide to step into a new timeline, the old timeline has to go away. And it doesn't just like cease to exist. It kind of has to collapse in order for this new timeline to continue to develop. So what exactly might that look like? Well, for example, going back to the same thing that I was talking about with a breakup, where you are going from one timeline to another, you have to essentially, when you are going from that timeline to the next, you're basically going to experience the death of this timeline, the death of that relationship, the death of what that would have been. And that's kind of the emotions and everything that you go through with that breakup, the detachment, all of that stuff. And it's putting you on that new path. Same thing could go for, let's say you want to manifest a new career, a new job, but you are currently in a situation, maybe you're in a current job that you don't like, or you're in something, that timeline has to essentially destroy itself in order for you to be able to manifest the new thing. So what I have noticed with this is that a lot of people at this point, when the old timeline is destroying itself, they kind of struggle to really get into the new timeline, because there's a part of us that is still holding on to that old timeline without just letting it collapse, just letting it die and accepting that that has to end in order for something new to begin. So if you're stepping into new timelines, just have the understanding that the current situation that you're in is probably going to have to destroy itself. It's probably going to have to collapse in order for you to move into the new one. So when that process starts, if you truly want to step into the new timeline, you just need to keep focused on that and keep knowing that that is what is going to happen. That's what's going to manifest, and know that it's okay to let go of this old timeline. It's okay to let that go away. It's okay to let that collapse. I know it might be difficult to hear depending on what kind of a situation you're currently in, but ultimately it is for the best. This lifetime is all about continuing to level up, ascend, manifest, create, and just have an all-around better experience. That's what we're doing here. We're just creating experiences. And really the point of this is just to continue to create, to learn, to manifest, to have this abundant life that you are here to have. Everybody is here to deserve and to have that. The other thing you have to remember with letting that old timeline die is, if you are not able to fully step into that new timeline, if you are not able to fully accept that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to manifest, and stay in that, then that old timeline is still going to be lingering and it can't fully go away, meaning your manifestation cannot fully catch up to you. The universe is trying to serve it to you. The universe is trying to give it to you, trying to bring you that timeline, allow you to live in it. But if you're still holding on to the past, you're still holding on to those old timelines, that old story, all that stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, then you're not going to be able to step into this new one. So just, again, be mindful of that. Be aware with what are you doing? Are you fully stepping into this new reality, this new timeline, keeping your intentions set on this, focusing on what it is that you want, living in the end, keeping your mental diet on track, or are you still kind of holding on to the past? That's something that I realized with the things that I have been working on manifesting in the last year and that they have not fully come to fruition yet. I've noticed that a lot of them, it's because I'm still holding on to the old timeline. I'm still holding on to the old story, the old things that weren't serving me, that aren't serving me. And instead of fully embodying and stepping into this new reality, I was still kind of holding on to that. Anytime I'm gonna get these downloads or these things that are helpful and aha moments for myself, like in the last video with force versus flow, I'll link that up here and also in the description box down below if you didn't watch that. But that's really what I wanna do here in this new year. Because if I am personally learning and growing from these things and these aha moments and everything, I know that there are a lot of you that are also getting these little nuggets of information and are able to use them and process that for your manifestations as well. I think that kind of does it for the timeline information that I really wanted to share for this video. I know it was kind of a lot and I feel like I was sort of just word vomiting a little bit. So if you have questions, please leave those in the comments down below. I would love to read those and be happy to explain this kind of crazy thoughts that are trying to come out of my mouth and out of my head. But thank you again so much for watching and supporting this channel. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to like it, comment down below, share it with somebody else, or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I do offer one-on-one coaching if you want to figure out where exactly your limiting beliefs or blocks might be. All of that's in the description box down below. I also have some freebies. Make sure to download those and get those again in the description box down below. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.